Hi traders, this dollar is just not holding up at all. We couldn't get through the 20 up there. Now we last few days can't get through the 8, and we are dropping to these lows that we've tested since October, since autumn 09. And you look at the chart pattern here, you can see some sort of slowing up and holding here. We've got none of that here. This looks as if this could just penetrate here on the weekly dollar. So this could be the third attempt and through on the dollar. Right. So let's have a look at the impact on the markets. S&P futures finished above this support level here. So that's very positive. But look at the 8-day moving average coming across. I still think there could be further pressures to the downside as we move across and retest the 8. We may still see 1200 down here, so certainly wouldn't be a buyer of this market. Oil, you can see we're holding the 200 EMA in the weekly. We've come down to touch the 8, so there's a very bullish pattern, and if we can get a pullback to this 8-day moving average, I wouldn't do this on a swing trade because you need such a big stop. And with the Libyan no-fly zone supposed to be about to be implemented, then could have problems. If you're a day trader, look for pullbacks to 150 to see if we can move back up to and beyond these levels up here on the oil. Let's look at the currencies. This pound has closed above the 50 and the 20, but not the 8, so a little bit suspicious the fact we couldn't get through the 8. So certainly no swing trades here. I wouldn't suggest you buy a pullback and try and break this out. It does look as if from this chart pattern as if it may want to break up. I just don't like, I've seen failures on charts where the 8's not been breached and it just rolls over, but on the face of it, it's a very bullish, it's a decent move to the upside, close above the 50 and the 20. So if you are still long this, just hold on, because on the daily I had a feeling we might do this. We're just holding above the fib zone here, so we could be in for another wave just as we were here and here. Alright, but if you're, I wouldn't swing trade it. Euro, it's holding 140. I would not suggest you buy a pullback there because there is a lot of resistance above, so I would not suggest you trade that. Euro pound, it's holding the highs, but for me there is no swing trade entry in that one. It's very bullish, showing the dominance of the euro, but not an entry there. Right, I've looked through all of these charts. The yen pairs with all these big tails down here, I would not trade any of the yen pairs. You could still be consolidating for yet another drop, so just stand aside. The pairs that I do like are the Aussie pairs. I think this Aussie is very heavy. This is a hammer with a gap to the 8, but I wouldn't trade it. This is Aussie US dollar. I wouldn't trade it because it's between the 50 and the daily 50 and 200 EMA in the daily chart. The ones I do like the look of is this one, Aussie dollar CAD. I would definitely want to buy a pullback to here, to 97. This is Aussie dollar CAD. I want to pull back to 97 to see if I can get down to 92.50. I think this Aussie dollar is a nice distribution pattern, lower high, break of the 200 and the 50. I think this is due a heavy drop on the Aussie CAD. The other one is the Aussie New Zealand. Now bear in mind what I just said about the Aussie dollar being heavy and weak. The only reason why this is buoyant is because the New Zealand is even weaker. You could buy a pullback to 136 and stop 2 bars back, but I just favour the Aussie dollar CAD. Now all the other charts I've looked at, this is the CAD Swissy, just not holding up. very weak. I think this is yet another consolidation for the down move. Just look at one last one. US dollar CAD. If the equity markets do get nervous again, look to see if we can get break back up on the US dollar CAD and break up through this 99 area. The moment with the drop back in the markets to the pull up in the equities, this has sold off some, but I just think this could consolidate and break out if the markets get nervous again. Okay, so I hope that helps, and let's just look at the gold before we go. Sorry, just call the gold up. I like the way it's holding this level of support here at 1390 and moving up. A lot of congestion above, but I do like the stopping bar yesterday and the close above today. It's got the feeling of a chart that could break back up. Alright, if you are going to try and get a pullback to 1400, you can get a relatively close stop now, 2 bars back. So on the basis that you can get a tight stop and you're risking not too great an amount of capital, that could potentially be a big move, but just be warned, it could take another few days to get through these 8 and 20 day moving averages. Okay, hope that helps, and see you at the next update.